So we got our cross member going across there. I always like to put this bar in there just in case you were ever to get hit real hard, you know, from the side here. It kind of helps keep everything together instead of you know, this rail folding in and narrowing up the car a whole lot. I like to try and tie the two sides together if I can. So next we're going to work on our floor pan. And I have an 18-inch seat. So I cut this from the side rail to here. I cut it at 19. So this other piece of tubing is going to go from here to here the same distance. So my seat will sit right in here, and it'll give me a 1/2 inch on either side of my seat for clearance. And then our belts, or my belts I should say, will be welded, you know, tabs will be welded off of here and off the top of this rail here. So we got to get this part cut. And then this is where it's going to get a little interesting, because we gotta kind of weld, get up and around the transmission, and it's going to kind of get narrow up there by my feet because we moved the motor back so far. But we will make it work one way or another. I guarantee it. Okay. We got the duck. Huh? Don't tape you.
Oh.
Oh, Herman's not happy. Herman! Herman! Hey! Herman! Oh, he wants to go home. Come on. Let's go back. Come on, Herman. Come on, let's go. Herman, let's go. Come on. Herman, let's go home. Go home. Go home. Oop. Herman's the only one that you can handle. The other ones get grumpy. Come here, Herman. Come here. Hey, come here.
I'm trying to fight you.
Whoops. I have to do a little manipulation here. I'm gonna blame it on the heat from the welder. There's no way I messed up. Not a chance. Oh yeah, right on the money. There we go. I've been trying to weld for 20 years with the frickin' ground knot hooked up. It never works. Alright, so the floor pan area is done. I think we're gonna be able to make that work. It gets a little narrow up there by their feet, but I think with a little bit of creative engineering, I think we should be able to make it work with the throttle pedal and the brake pedal. So I want to leave a little bit more room there between the transmission because I'm not sure exactly where it's gonna go once I get the actual transmission here. This is just a dummy. It's just a case. There's nothing, no gears, nothing in it. The whole case weighs about, I don't know, 10 pounds, 5 pounds, something like that. That's a Power Glide. We have to use a Turbo 350, so they are a little different in shape. I just want to make sure I left myself room for when I put the Turbo 350 in there that everything clears. But the mounts are the same, and the overall length is the same. So this mount here is the same on a Power Glide as it is on a Turbo 350. So next, we're going to work on the X on this side and the front there, get everything all tied in together, and we will continue on and get the body out, or get the firewall on, and get all that cut out and start getting that patch back together. So just keep chugging along here. Alright, there it is. Floor pan, cross member, and the X. Well, part of the X, all taken care of. Now, generally, the X would go all the way across both sides, but me being a bit bigger and a bit taller, I absolutely hate sitting way up in the air. I like to be as low as I can. So, I will probably add a piece in here that goes like from here to here, just to kind of tie it all together. But I let the floor pan be part of the X just because I don't want, you know, if I put my seat on top of this, that's 1.5 inches higher than my seat has to be. If I mount it right flush with the bottom of this, it's as low as it can absolutely get. So that's kind of how I've always done it. And like I said, I hate sitting way up in the air. I like to be as low as I can. So looking just over the top of the dash is kind of where I always sit in my race cars. So my shoulder will end up being just about at the top of the door, which will be right in that area there. So just my head will be sticking up above the door. So for a guy who's 6'1" and 300 plus pounds, that's as low as I can get is where I want to be, so. Yeah. What are you doing? You don't know. Alright. What are you playing with? No, don't drop them. Alright.
What fingers am I holding up?
5.
No, 4, because thumb's not a finger.
Oh, man. Alright, I'm working on the transmission cross member here. I got a plan how I want to do this, and I think it's going to work out alright. So, my plan is, I got this piece cut. I am going to take, let me sit down here. Take and put this right here. I lied. I'm going to put it right here. A couple of tabs and a couple of bolts. And then this piece, oh, that piece there. What, Addison? I do not care. This piece will be welded onto the front. This piece will be welded onto the front. A couple of holes in there for the transmission. A couple of tabs on either side. Unbolt it. And then the cross member should be able to come out so we can get the transmission in and out easy. And then there's nothing in the way of the transmission. So we can take this cross member out, take the transmission out the bottom of the car without having to take the motor out. So in case we're ever at the racetrack and something goes south on the tranny, it'll be a little bit easier to get the transmission in and out, because I have been in that situation before where you can't get the transmission out and it sucks. So the nice thing about building a new car is you can kind of plan for all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this all welded up here and get a couple of tabs made, and we will be back with you. Okay, motor and transmission are in. The only thing I need to do yet is drill a couple of holes in the bottom of the tranny mount to mount the tail shaft, but I don't have the correct bolts for that anyway, so I'm going to hold off on that. Before anybody freaks out, I know I did not weld the bottoms of everything. Everything on the bottom is still not welded, but I don't think that you guys wanted to watch me roll my fat ass around on the ground trying to get the bottoms of everything welded. So that will be done, but so don't freak out. All right, next. We've got to get the firewall and what's left of the floor and the rockers onto the frame. I got to do that so I can get I had it on there once this morning already, but I know I got to cut quite a bit out of the firewall, more than I thought actually. So with that being said, I guess I'm going to get that up there, or try to get that up there, and then I will get it marked out and get cut out what we need to get cut out, and then we'll get some sheet metal over here and get it cut up and bent up and get it all patched back in. So get you mounted up here, and we will get to measuring. All right, here's where we're at. I got the body on the frame. Motor's where it's gonna go. As you can see, there's no body mounts yet, so don't freak out. I'm putting body mounts on it. There's no body mounts yet, so it still needs to come forward probably 3 inches. And we're already pretty well tight to the firewall here. So I'm going to make as much room as I need to. I think we're gonna end up having to cut it up here and down, probably cut in here, kind of take most of the top of the doghouse out, and kind of the same thing on the other side. I did not think we were gonna have to cut this much out of this firewall, but man, this is gonna be a little more involved than I was thinking. So, we'll get it marked out and get it cut out, and we'll get the thing slid forward, get it where it needs to be, and then we can start patching. I gotta make sure I leave enough room so the distributor can come out, because it's gonna be, you know, the firewall's gonna be up here, so I got to do some finagling here for sure. So stick with me, I'll be back with you. Guesswork, because I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to be doing here, how far I should go, but by the time I get done cutting this thing, there's gonna be nothing left, I feel like. All right, we are back. I had to make a quick road trip out to my dad's and get some more steel. I borrowed it, of course. I will return it. So I have got the firewall cut out. As you can see, the motor is set back in there quite a ways, quite a ways, quite a ways. Was not expecting that. Got the body mounts in. Everything is where it's supposed to be. And I think what the next step is, because I was kind of looking around here earlier, getting this hole patched up, and the best way to do that. But every time I move the tunnel around, the shape of that hole changes. So I think what I'm going to do first is get my drive shaft tunnel where it needs to go. So we're going to take some of this and we're going to weld it vertically off of here and attach our tunnel to it so everything kind of stays where it's supposed to, so the size of that hole doesn't change, and I can patch it in and not have to worry about anything being all jacked up by the time I get done. So we're going to get some measurements, we're going to get to cutting, and we will continue on our way. Alright, there we go. Shut the welder off here. Now we gotta get the tunnel up and get it marked out so we can get the get it cut and kind of smashed over and welded in with the floor pan here. So this might take some doing. All right, update here. I got most of the drive shaft tunnel welded together. Had to make a little patch piece up here. The old metal and the new metal didn't quite meet, so I had to fill in the gap, and I traced it and cut out the extra stuff, and we're good to go. I still gotta make a little one for here, but I think since I've been on here for the better part of 9 hours, I think I'm probably gonna pull the pin on this deal. So got quite a bit done. I'll probably be back out here tomorrow messing around a little bit, but so the firewall and the floor is now fastened, and drive shaft tunnel is done, floor pan area is done, so starting to look like something now. Pretty soon we'll be getting going on the cage. Hopefully we'll get going on the cage this week, get the main hoop in, and I want to get my seat before I get too far. I want to get my seat and get my seat in there, and that way I can kind of put the rear hoop where it's going to work with the seat mount. So I will keep everybody involved and keep everybody up to date on what's going on, and like I said, I appreciate everybody sticking around for this deal and kind of watching how this all comes together. So I don't really exactly know what I'm doing, but I know enough to make it look like I do anyhow. So I will keep everybody up to date, and have a good weekend. Bye.